here today for Beadaholique.com, and this is another Beadaholique live class. I'm here to spread the joy of Beadaholique, and we're going to have some fun today. We might get our hands a little bit dirty, but I want to welcome everybody in. Thank you so much for the support of Beadaholique.com. Julie Bean and I are going to carry on as long as we can with these live classes to share with you our joy of Beadaholique. And, you know, we're closing, but the party is not going to end until the doors are locked and chained and we can't get in. So we're going to keep going and have some fun. So I'm here on Tuesdays, and we're gonna just have some fun with some things that I found on the Beadaholique website. We're gonna just kind of hang out and play, and I'll give you some ideas for some products that you may have or you may not have or you may want to pick up today. So hello everybody, let's see who's here. I see Eric is here. Hi Eric. Michelle is here. Hello Michelle. Debbie J is here. Sherry is saying hello from Vermont. Hi Sherry. Netta is here. A. Marie is here. Santa Barbara Girl is here. Hello. Hazel. Hi. Piper. Hi. Tanya is here. Vicky Singh is here from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Anita. Hey. Patricia. Terry from Florida. Hazel. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thanks for being here. Janice. You guys. Regina from Arroyo Grande. Stacy Davis is here from Erie, PA. Stacy Davis, that is where my husband grew up. Oh my gosh. Erie, PA. He even has his Erie, PA t-shirt on today. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Hi, Jane from Long Island. Pamela from Sacramento. Hello. Netta says she has no sound. Be right back. Okay, go get that sound. Gotta hear what's going on. Kathleen is here from Texas. Howdy. Tracy is here. Good day. So good morning and good afternoon. It is still morning where I am in Arizona, and it is a hot and sunny day already. Oh my goodness. Whew. I got the fan going above me, but I won't say I won't sweat today because I've got some lights on in here and it is pretty warm. So I hope you all are doing well. Let's get started. So Beadaholique.com closing, as probably most of you know, and we're sad about that, but it is an opportunity for you to get 30% off store-wide, and yeah, that is the current ongoing sale at Beadaholique.com, and yeah, you don't need a coupon code, you don't need anything, but I'll tell you, things are selling down fast, so take advantage of getting those deals and getting the things that you love and getting them home to you because they're going to sell fast. At 30% off, things are already flying off the shelves. So if you haven't had a chance to go and kind of rifle through all of the goodies that are left, please go and do that so you don't miss out. And if you're watching for the first time today, if you are watching at Beadaholique.com/live, that's the best place to watch when the show is live. Excuse me, when the show is live, because we can see your comments. So I can see Dennis from Michigan is here. I can see Patricia is here. So I can see comments. You can chat with me. You can chat with Michelle and Eric, who are my sidekicks today. And you can share the love by clicking on that heart icon, and you can shop the show. So I've put in some fun things based on what we're going to be doing today and all that I'm working with, even if it's not exactly what I'm working with, is in the shopping bag. So you'll have a shopping bag icon on your screen. If you click on that, you can go and see everything that's in the show. You'll also get shoppable links throughout the course of the show, but you don't have to wait if you're impatient. You can go over and click on that, and you can start loading things into your own personal shopping cart. And that will allow you to then check out and get those things home to you. And keep in mind that when we do these shows, it often escalates the sellout opportunity for products. So things that may already be limited could sell out quickly in this show. So yeah, things are going fast. Tracy, you do see the pinch veil earrings. So these are some of my most favorites. They have a beautiful prestige crystal faceted round on them, and I love these earrings. I don't know if these pinch veils are still available. I'm thinking they may not be, but you can check, and they would be 30% off. Hi, Bobby Jansky. Thanks for being here. Linda is here from Woodbridge, New Jersey. Hello. So my friends, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, come on over to beadaholique.com/live, and you can come and shop with us, chat with us, hang out with us, and we're gonna have some fun. And these are an 8mm prestige crystal. So they're in a beautiful pink color. Thank you. I saw someone said they like my top. Thank you so much. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing today, friends. I am a huge cuff bracelet fan. I know it's not for everybody, but I love cuff bracelets, and I love, as a jewelry maker, to embellish them. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do that today with products. And one of them is actually something that will require your imagination to come up with something to do it with. So I'll show you that towards the end, but I'm going to flip the camera down. Oh, and you might stick around today, so don't leave the show early if you're interested in a giveaway, because we are going to be doing one of those today. So let me flip around and show you my empty work table today. So let's start with cuff bracelets. So I love cuffs, and I went to the Beadaholique website and I found some incredibly beautiful, high quality brass cuff bracelets. This one is Wonder Woman style. So this is a big one. It's fantastic. And I'm sorry we're going to get the ring light on here, but this is a big 2-inch domed cuff bracelet. This one is amazing. And these cuffs can be worn completely as is. So you can just pop this on and head out the door. Maybe pop one here and just go out as Wonder Woman and, you know, pew, 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 bounce off all of that negativity with your cuff bracelets. So these are gorgeous, aren't they, Bobby? So this is the biggest one, and that one is one that's available in the show today. There is also this one that is not domed. This one is made by Beadsmith, and it's a solid brass flat cuff bracelet. It's 19 millimeters. So I can show you that, show you what it looks like on my wrist. And these do have the ability to bend. You probably don't want to bend them a lot or bend them too much. But, yeah, Piper. But they do. So you can get them kind of customized fit for yourself. This one is flat, whereas this one is domed. And this one has lots of embellishing opportunities. Actually, they all do. But again, you could throw that one on all by itself and you could head out the door. This is the smallest one I have. This is a 1/2-inch cuff. So if you're not Wonder Woman, aspiring to look like Wonder Woman, this one might be a little bit more low key for you. Can we shop the store and still see and hear you? I'm not sure about that, Debbie J. Maybe Michelle or Eric can tell you if you can wander off into the store while you're watching. But if you are shopping in the shopping bag, I don't go away. So you can pop over there, see what's in the show, and you can still see and hear me. I just get smaller on the screen. Oh, and Michelle is saying yes. So please do. Feel free to wander around while I chat, while we do this today. So this one is 1/2 inch. Really, this one is not domed. It's a flat one. And this one is just a little bit smaller than the one that I showed earlier. So those are 3 that I have not touched yet. So these are ready for the embellishing. Now let me show you the first way that I like to embellish a cuff. And I'm going to push these off to the side because I'm going to drop my craft mat here. Look at, I've got like all this gunk on this mat. Let me put the clean side out. So I love a good mat so I don't get my table dirty. This cuff is somewhere in between the sizes of the big one and the small one. This is 1.5. One I embellished with a bunch of beautiful flat back crystals. So this beautiful brass bracelet is domed and it is covered in an abstract pattern with incredible crystals. So let me show you those. These are some amazing things. If you are a jewelry maker, you need these in your stash. These are Prestige Crystal Hot Fix Flatback Round Rhinestone Mixes. This one I used on this bracelet. And so you can see I have used about maybe a little more than half. These are incredible and so much fun to have around. So look at all of the different colors, and these colors are juicy and delicious. There's some greens and blues and yellows and some AB finishes on these, different sizes. They are incredible. And there are a couple different ones in the show today. One has a slightly different color palette, but you get a full vial of these and you will absolutely love it. So this is so much fun to just have around, and when you need them, you can grab them. So I'll show you this really quick. The other day, I had this pendant that someone sent me, and it's a gemstone pendant, not from Beadaholique, but it was missing something up top here. So I grabbed some glue and grabbed my vial and I popped in a flat back rhinestone. So if you have these around, you never know when you're going to need them and when you're going to want to pop in a little bit of rhinestone deliciousness. So you can either use them all up on a fun project like this, or you can use 1 or 2 for something that you come across. Now, this is another version, and I think I'm going to pop this into a tray because you can really see all the coolness of this colorway. So look at all of these beautiful, now this little guy looks like it snuck in there. I don't know if you'll get one in that shape, but there are so many fun and beautiful colors. This one's a little like more rich colors. The other one was a little more pastel and whimsical. This is a little more rich and almost has a bit of a rustic vibe. So look at that moody kind of flat back. These are fantastic. This is for every jewelry maker to have in their stash and available and ready for when they need it, because you never know when you're going to need just one little flat back, one little crystal, one little thing to embellish something. So we might try these out. I'm going to set those off to the side. And then this one I thought was cool. This is actually, this one is Christmas. Now, they always say Christmas in July. I always have a hard time with Christmas in July because I can't wrap my head around it. But for those that love the Christmas in July, here is a beautiful set of sort of Christmas tones. So look at that Christmas green, the Christmas red. Oh my gosh. So these are so incredibly beautiful. And honestly, if you don't want Christmas in July, maybe you just want some of these beautiful, like clear AB flatbacks. And, you know, these could be for anything. So though they are sold as a Christmas mix, they can be used for anything. Your imagination is what fuels what you can do with these and what they should be used for. So pretty, so cool. So that's the first way I like to embellish. Now, some disclosures here. This piece was a bit of a bit of an experiment for me. So I usually use E6000 for my application onto metal, this kind of a project. But I tried my hand at using diamond glaze. We're going to use this a little bit later. This is water-based adhesive, and I love this product for a lot of things. I didn't love it for this. I could have cleaned it up if I got it cleaned up right away while it was still wet, but I've been kind of working on trying to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol, but I've got a lot of overpour. It's very wet glue, so it moves around a lot. So I would not recommend it for this particular project. So I'm going to show you what I do normally with a cuff when I'm embellishing it with E6000 and some rhinestones. So I always like to have some toothpicks. That's my method for application of the actual glue part of the project. And then I always like to have a plastic bag. So I'm going to grab this plastic bag. I like to have a little plastic bag for a surface to put my glue down. I'm going to grab some of these crystals. So I'm going to put them into this little bin. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I see looks like someone asked about silver cuffs. I don't think there are any silver ones, but the brass is so great. So it's just something to consider. Even if you're not a brass person, you can add some other metal bracelets and things around it, and you can do that mixed metal look. So I've put my flat back down onto my work table, and I've got some E6000, and I don't think I added E6000 to the shopping bag, and I'm not even sure if it's available, Michelle or Eric. If it is, maybe we could get that added. But this is what I do, just to show you what the possibilities are for this. I also put in an applicator. This one is not the same one that's in your shopping bag, but there is a similar product in the shopping bag. It is like a wax end product. You might have like a crystal Kubotan or a crystal katana or some other kind of applicator. But this one is still available at Beadaholique.com, so I thought I would pop it in the bag. So I'm going to take my E6000, and E6000 is very stringy. So I try to move very quickly when it comes to grabbing the glue or taking the glue out of the package. And I'm going to come in and I'm just going to do another kind of abstract pattern. And I'm just going to do some little dots of glue, just some little dots. And I'm going to come in with my applicator tool, and I'm going to pick up one of my rhinestones. This applicator tool has been around the block, so it might be a little grungy. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to apply that and do a little bit of pressure. You don't want to use a lot of glue. I've already got a little bit too much glue there, I can tell already. but I'm just going to drop these right on and apply just a little bit of pressure, just like that. So super easy, super fun. And this you can just like apply in a pattern. So if you wanted to, you could start at this side and just make a single line of stones all the way down and around your piece. And depending on the size of your cuff, you could apply many, many rows. You could do them length, short widthwise or lengthwise, drop them on, and you can, the options are really endless for how you can put them onto your piece, how you can embellish your piece. You can put them in a pattern. You can put one on. You can put 3 on. You can put as many as you would like onto your piece. And you're just going to be very gentle with the amount of glue that you use. And you're just going to drop that on and apply just a little bit of pressure. And then you've got a really fun, sparkly cuff. So Santa Barbara Girl says snowflakes with the blue background. Does E6000 come with the fine tip? I don't know if it's on beadaholique.com, but it does come that way. There is the option for that. And I always buy the smaller tubes because E6000 is notorious for drying out and hardening very fast. So I can never use the large ones fast enough. So I end up spending all that money for the larger one. This comes in a package of multiples, I think, too. So you can buy multiple little ones and open them up as you need them. So it also dries out quickly on your surface. So I try to get in here and get it quickly. And you might have to continue to add to your plastic as you go. So let me pop on another one. Isn't this fun? I really enjoy this. This is just like a Zen kind of fun thing. And you can do all these abstract patterns with these beautiful flat backs. So, yeah, Gail, it's like I always end up throwing some out, sadly, because I just can't use it fast enough. But when you get going on some of these projects, and if you find that you're making a lot of things, so you get these cuffs going, and maybe you want to fill this one up, you might use a whole tube with this big Mama Wonder Woman brass cuff. So I'm just going to add one more here. I just wanted to give you guys like a little idea. These cuffs are great. They are so fun to have in your stash. And maybe you want to just use it for a special occasion. Maybe you want just a little something fun and funky for a friend. You want to give them a fun gift. Or maybe you just love cuffs like me and you want to make another cuff and make it fun and make it your own and customize it. I just got a little bit too much glue on that one. And popping that one on. So you can customize this any way you want. So Santa Barbara Girl says, I did a whole lot of denim jacket embellishments in the 80s. Yes. So that's another thing. These flatbacks are great. I mean, for so many things. And if you have the Hot Fix tool, which I probably should have put in the show as well, you can get a few of these assortments and you can make a really fun, fabulous denim jacket or something else. There's just so many possibilities. So just to kind of wrap up what I do with embellishing with these flatbacks is I do let this dry. E6000 dries very quickly. If you have another glue that you're using, you may just want to understand the product instructions so that you know how long you'll want to let this rest. Don't put this on and run out the door right after you apply all of your crystals, because you might end up with them, you might end up with them on the ground. Oh, the tool is in the bag. Okay, great. I'm so glad it's there. That will be something, if you like, that's the kind of thing on a 30% off sale that you might want to grab. Like, maybe you wouldn't have bought that normally, but you might not want to miss out on that. So drop that in your shopping cart. Get some of these mixes. I mean, honestly, I would grab a few of these in both the different colorways. And there's also the Christmas and other versions of these prestige mixes. I think there's a Halloween one and a few others. So they're just kind of themed based on the colors that are included. So you could just have a heyday with all of these fun flatbacks. And if you get a bunch of these cuffs, there's so many possibilities for embellishing them if you've got all of these beautiful flatbacks. So that's my first embellishment idea for you. Let me move all of these out of the way so I don't end up with them everywhere. And oh, another trick I use. Let me show you this trick first. Another trick I like to do. So when I'm creating one where I'm putting my crystals on and I keep putting them on and putting them on, I try and work from one end and around, but sometimes I end up working from one end and around, and then I go back, and I need a way to kind of have it stand up so I can do my applying. I have these clothespins, and I will take my clothespin and I will have it hold on to my cuff, and that will allow it to sit here, and I can do my applying and put on my glue and do all of the things. And then you can move that around. You can do so much to help yourself with a little clothespin kind of giving you the help. And it also allows you to let your piece dry. So if you don't want your crystals to slide around, and they probably won't with E6000, but if you want it to stand up and be a little bit more secure, you can take a couple of your clothespins and you can just set it like that and let the air kind of go and dry your piece. So Santa Barbara Girl, Gail and Debbie, we are the Rhinestone Guardians. So I'm going to move this off out of the camera shot and let this dry. So I'm going to move it up a little bit and move all of my rhinestone application goodies off to the side. The next thing that I like to do, actually I need this and I need this still. Another thing I like to do is born out of years ago, I got my first tattoo, and I was working in corporate America, and I worked for a very conservative company, and they did not like the corporate girl having tattoos. Now, I think nowadays it's a little bit different, a lot different probably. And one way that I used to cover up my tattoo is with a cuff. Now, a cuff is usually worn this way, but I wore it this way, and this one is not as large as I would wear, but it would cover up my tattoo, and then I embellished this side of the cuff. So I know that's silly, but I thought how fun, like I can use it for the purpose of covering it up, but then I can come in and I can attack these ends with some fun embellishment. This is rhinestone cup chains. So, Deb, she went big or went home. So this is cup chain. So if you don't know what cup chain is, I have this in the shopping bag. This is fantastic. This is a metal chain that is comprised of all these little metal cups that are actually little findings that are holding in your little pieces of glass or plastic. In some cases, I believe all of the ones I have in the show are crystal. And so these are little cups and they are all connected. And this chain is perfect for a lot of fun jewelry projects. So if you don't have this, this is another great staple to have in your arsenal as a jewelry maker. So pop those into your cart as well, because you never know when you might need some rhinestone chain. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to put one more row of the chain onto my cuffs. I'm going to have a little trio of the cups. Now these are all connected with these little expandable pieces of metal. And so when you cut these, you really want to make sure that you trim off the little expandable piece. So I've got sections of 5 cups. And so I'm going to trim off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me find my cutter here. Bear with me one second. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count, measure twice, cut once. I'm going to come in right next to that cup. And then I'm going to let this hang down and see if I got the little piece. And it appears to be okay there. On this side, you can see I've still got a little piece of metal hanging. So I'm going to grab my cutters. I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim off that piece. So now I've got a good piece to add to my bracelet. I'm going to cut one more off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to grab my cutters. I'm going to come in nice and close and trim. And I'm going to check for that little hanging piece. It's not there. Check this side. I do see that it's still there. And I'm going to come in and trim that off. I know that's a little bit hard to see, you guys, but when you start playing around with this chain, actually I've got six cups there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So I'm going to cut off one more. So when you start playing around with this, when you get this home, you'll see how those little pieces connect. So now I've got 2 pieces to add to my bracelet. Now, this is a little bit tricky because the glue can be kind of messy, but this is the way that I do it. You might find a way that's a little bit easier, a little bit less messy, but I'm going to use my E6000 again. And I'm going to drop that a little bit onto my plastic. And I'm going to grab one of my pieces in my hand like so. And I'm going to grab some glue. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to take the glue and kind of slide it along the backs of those cups like that. It's a little bit hard to show. So I'm going to come in and make sure I get each cup with a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to take that and ever so carefully drop it next to my other section. And then I'm going to line it up and patiently position that nice and straight, kind of by pulling on it and pressing on it at the same time. So just like that, and I can see my gluing up here was not perfect, but from afar, no one's going to notice that. But you can just glue that on, and again, you're going to want to let that dry. And here's where my little clothespin is going to help out. So I'm going to set that there for a moment. I'm going to pull this over here. I'm just going to get a little bit more glue and make sure that that is nice and ready to go for me. I'm going to grab my piece of chain. I'm sorry if I'm missing comments, guys. This is a hard one to do. I've been picking projects that have been pretty labor intensive, so I'm missing comments. I'm sorry about that, but I know Michelle and Eric are probably answering your questions if you've got them, so they can always give me a shout out if there's something that we need to do, that I need to answer. All right, so I'm dropping that one on, and then I'm positioning that and letting that one kind of settle in, making sure that my spacing is just about right, and pushing and pressing at the same time very gently. And then this one is going to dry. So isn't this fun? So you can take your rhinestone chain and you can embellish this way. I'm going to grab, here's some other chain that's in the show. This is silver with some pink, but I mean, look how fun this would be with some mixed metal vibes. So you can take this and just add one beautiful strand of this gorgeous rhinestone chain, just like that. Or you can embellish the whole thing. And you know what? This, I just remembered. Let me slide back and grab this. I've had this bracelet in my studio for a very long time. This is not from Beadaholique, but look at what I did here. So I embellished with this chain kind of dangling down. Super fabulous for going out, a night on the town. So this is just something you can play around with. This chain is so much fun to work with. You can use this for so many other things, but you could take a section of 3, you could cut 3 pieces and go across the center. There's just so many fun things that you can do with this rhinestone chain on these cuffs. I would love to see what you all do with this. This is so much fun to work with. So get out there and post your pieces when you get these home and start making. Post your pieces on your social media and hashtag Beadaholique. And hopefully we can see what you're making with all these fun embellishments. So I'm going to let this guy dry. This is my favorite design. So just a little bit of embellishment on the ends. You could even do this with your flatbacks. So you could pick out some of the smaller ones or just a few of the large ones. Do a little design on the edges. And you could wear your cuff upwards like that. So wear your cuff this way and do some fun things like that. So just kind of make your design so you're wearing your cuff a little bit differently. That's something I love to do. Denise, I think the pink is pretty too. Look at that. It's so sparkly. This is Preciosa check crystal. I think that's what's in the shopping bag. So there are tons of options and I put quite a few in the shopping bag. So grab a little bit of each and play around and have some fun. Okay, I'm going to get this glue closed up. I'm going to move these off to the side. So, last year I did this for a project for another company. And I had a blast. So I grabbed some fun little cutouts from books and other sources, and I embellished my cuffs with some fun sayings and some fun sections of poetry. And I even took one and added a flat back to it. But you could do this with flat backs And this is not something that obviously is sold at Beadaholique.com. You have to supply your own saying and your own wording. But I'll show you what I did because this was fun, and I actually love how the texture came out here, and I'll show you how I did it. This is my favorite one. It says, "Throw your heart over the fence and the rest will follow." So fun little sayings, fun little things you can do. And what I do is I just kind of cut out my saying, and then I do some kind of tearing of the paper by hand so that it gets this a little abstract look to it. And oh my gosh, is my connection causing a problem? I'm sorry, you guys. It looks okay to me on this side. Santa Barbara Girl says, "Love this, Deb. I have tons of beautiful papers." Yes, you can do so many things. So I'm going to come in with our big one here. And I'm going to apply it to the center of our Wonder Woman bracelet. So this is what I like to do first. So I'm going to use that diamond glaze. This is in the show. This is a great product for so many things. So I'm going to grab another plastic bag because I don't want that plastic bag to mix with my other plastic bag. So let me grab this one here. And I'm going to put some diamond glaze onto, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to clean out my applicator really quickly because I've been using this a lot and it does require just a little bit of maintenance. So I just kind of come in with a beading awl and I will clear out that applicator and it should be okay. So I'm going to take some of my diamond glaze and I'm going to get my fingers dirty. So this may not be for you. You may not want to use your fingers. This is just, this glue washes off nice and easy. I've never had a problem getting this off my hands. So I'm going to put this on the back side. And then I'm going to grab my cuff and I'm going to come in and I'm going to pop that onto the center of my cuff. And I'm just going to kind of press that down, and it's got rough edges. So I just want the piece to be kind of flush to the cuff. But I don't care if I've got excess diamond glaze here because we're going to put diamond glaze all over this. So I'm going to come in and I'm actually going to use diamond glaze on the entire surface of this cuff. Now, this might not be for you, so you might not like the look of the diamond glaze on it. So here's what your cuff surface looks like. But here's what the cuff surface is going to look like with the diamond glaze. We're going to add a fun, shiny texture to it by adding it and playing around with it a little bit. So first, I'm just getting this saying on here and getting it nice and flush to the cuff. So just coming in and getting that all smoothed on and flush to the cuff. Then I'm going to just start adding more of the diamond glaze. I know my saying is all secure, but I'm going to start adding more diamond glaze, and I'm just kind of like taking it and using my fingers to texture. Now, this might not be for you, but I love how this ends up looking. And it's the kind of project that you don't have to worry, like, is it perfect? Is my glue showing in the center because I messed up and I got too much glue under my paper or not enough glue? And so it's, you're almost like making it foolproof by coming in and kind of playing around with the texture on the metal. So it said, did you spread diamond glaze under the saying before you pressed it onto the cup? I put it onto the paper, but you could do it the other way too. You could put it onto the cuff and then press it down. The ordering really doesn't matter because either way it's going to stick, and you're going to put some over the top and get it to be secure onto your piece. So I'm just kind of creating this fun texture. You can, use certain strokes. You can kind of go swirly. You can kind of brush this way. And it almost gives it like like you textured the metal yourself, like with a hammer, without using a hammer. So no tools required here. And you're just giving that surface a really fun texture and fun look. So I love this. This is kind of like for the jewelry maker and crafter all in one. You can do some fun things here with just a little bit of diamond glaze, a cuff, a little cutout. And this says, by the way, thou art my life, my love, my heart, the very eyes of me, and hast command of every part to live and die for thee. So this was from a love poem that I found in an old book in a used bookstore. So just be careful when it starts getting dry. It will start to clump up a little bit. So just don't overwork it, but look at that fun texture that you've created. Santa Barbara Girl, I've not used any alcohol inks, but I might imagine that once you get your diamond glaze on, that it will adhere, or it will connect with some of that diamond glaze, because we've added the texture. If we were to put alcohol ink on a just plain cuff, it would not do well, I suspect. So let's do one more fun thing. Let's add a few embellishments here. So because I don't care about how, if I've got over pour or anything here, I am going to use a little bit of diamond glaze and apply some of these flatbacks. So let's grab a few of these and get them ready. I like to take my flatbacks and place them flat down on my workspace so I can easily pick them up with my tool. And I'm just going to dot just a tiny bit. I got a bubble there. I'm just going to dot a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to pick up my stone or my flatback and put that on. And I come down here. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of abstract placement. So I'm not trying to be symmetrical, not trying to do anything exact. But I mean, this is your piece to just make it whatever you want. So if you've got your favorite poem or your favorite quote or your favorite saying, maybe a quote from a movie that you like, or you're gifting it to someone that you know their favorite movie quote is a certain thing, you can do that. And then you can maybe take some of the flatbacks in their favorite colors and place them on to their cuff. So this is like just creative arts here, just kind of putting things together and having fun. But I love just the fun look of this. You could actually put them all the way around your piece. Just super, super, really super fun. So this will take a little bit of time to dry, but amazingly, the diamond glaze product does dry pretty fast. So I use this also in bezels. And I don't have a bezel to show you from Beadaholique. I can show you really quickly. I've got this project I was working on. This is a fun filigree bezel, not available at beadaholique.com, but you can use it almost like a resin and put all of your pieces in and then kind of coat it and pour it over. And I am amazed at how fast it dries. So you can mix things with it. So read up on that if you make this purchase and you want to get this home. There's just so many possibilities for a product like this. But here's my suggestion for you today. We've done some fun embellishing, and I suggest you get some of these brass cuffs. They're 30% off. They're amazing. They're great quality. And frankly, if you don't want to embellish them at all, they're a great piece of jewelry. You can, I can't really explain it either. It's magic. It's kind of a waxy thing, and it just picks up your piece and allows you to place it. They are a little sticky, but not like sticky, like a waxy stick. So grab one of these, grab some of these mixes, grab some cup chain, and get yourself some diamond glaze, get yourself some E6000, and go and have a fun day. This is a great project with friends. Like, come up with some pretty papers and some pretty things you want to embellish, and just start to play around and do some fun things with your cuffs, and then put them on and take some photos and have a great time with such a fun embellishing project. All right. I think it's time for a giveaway because we are coming to the end of our show, and you've all indulged me with all of my crazy embellishing cuff projects. So if you are not on beadaholique.com/live, I was looking at these. I did make these for artbeads.com. If you are on beadaholique.com/live, you will be able to participate in this giveaway. So, this is our question, and I'm going to stall just a minute for those of you who are on the other, like Facebook or YouTube. Come on over, type beadaholique.com and that / symbol and the word live. And come on over, and what you're going to want to do is be the first person to answer the question correctly, and you will be able to win a cuff. You're going to get a cuff bracelet, so you are partway there in making some of this fun stuff. So ready, Michelle, for the question? Michelle's going to pick a winner. She's going to watch. So the question is, what are the two, and there are two, July birthstones? Two answers. We need both to be correct. What are the two birthstones for July? The first correct answer will get a cuff, a brass cuff from beadaholique.com. So that's our question. If you are over here on beadaholique.com, let's see, I never win because I can't have two windows at the same time. Oh, I see the right answer. I see it. And I see who it is that answered correctly. I don't know, Michelle, if you saw that one. Sandy, you are the winner. Sandy, congratulations. So Michelle is going to tell you how to get a hold of her. You are going to get a beautiful brass cuff, And you can do whatever you want with it. You can embellish it. You can not embellish it. You can have some fun with it. Thank you all for playing. And before I go, please go to your shopping bag and make sure that you load everything into your cart that you wish to get home with you and you check out. So if you close out that cart, you can make sure that you get everything that's in there. If you do not close out your cart and come back later, you may find that some of those things are gone. So just having them in your cart does not mean you're going to get them home to you. So make sure that you check out and get those things on their way to you. Remember, everything is 30% off here at Beadaholique.com. It is a closing sale, and so things, once they're gone, are just gone. All these cuffs, all of these flat back crystal mixes, the applicators, everything that's here today and more are going away. So make sure that you get them home to you. Let me fly my camera up. Thank you so much for being here. I'm a little sweaty. It's a little warm in here. Thank you guys for being here today. I hope you had fun with this project. I hope that you will try some of these embellishing techniques. Julie's going to be here again on Thursday for her next Beadaholique live class. I'll be back next Tuesday. I hope that all of you have a wonderful week. Go make some things, have some fun, and we'll see you all very